Hello, welcome back to my channel. In this video, I am going to explain like how you can create and schedule import sets, and from that you can execute the schedule import sets automatically from any kind of server-side scripting like business rule, flow design, or something like that, and you can copy the attachment from the any ticket. It may be incident or it may be RITM to data source, and to load data source automatically from the schedule import source, and that schedule import source automatically will be launched from the business rule. That is the thing I am going to explain. So in my previous video I did explain how you can create data source and import set and all those things using the transfer map. I have already explained, so you can see in the I buttons. You can prefer that video. Okay, so today what I have to do is I have already created an you know data source. Let me just delete this attachment here over here. Because we have to create new one. So I have create one more attachment Excel file which is containing asset tag and serial number. So what it will do is it will be going to you know update the data in the in the asset table, ALM underscore asset table. So you can see this is the transfer map I have created. So you can prefer this transfer map, which is indicating the source table is U home asset, that is the staging table. I have created that, and this is the target table, ALM underscore asset. And you can see this is two fields has been mapped. So you can see the asset tag is called as is mapped as coalesce is something like it's a primary key. So whenever that coalesce is already exist, whenever this asset tag is already exist, it will not create on one more entry. It will just update that entry with respective data. Okay, so let me do create on schedule. Sorry, let me first go to incident and attach to that file to one particular incident, so that we have to copy that attachment to the data source, and we have to execute the import sets automatically. Let's say this is an incident. Okay, and I have to attach the attachment over here. You can just choose file, and that is in desktop, that is an asset. You can just open that. Okay, so it is okay. Just hold on. We sorry, let me just remove it again, attach it, because I maybe did not save that file. Okay, so let me attach this. Okay, and again what we have to do is we have to go to the ServiceNow. You can just go to the application navigator and search with schedule imports. You can see under system imports, you can see that is schedule imports. Click on that, and you can see the table schedule import sets. Click on new, and you can say asset data import. Let me just give that name. Then data source, the data source we have already created that. We can use same data source in it. So let me copy that name. See, you can just select that, and it will be run as administrator. You can choose any other other username, but it's good to choose as system administrator. And most importantly, we have to make it inactive, because we are not scheduling according to time. We have to launch it from the business rule. Okay, so we have to make it inactive. Okay, and we have to run some post import script that is should automatically delete the attachment from that data source. Okay, so what I have to do is, okay, so this is the schedule import sets. It is what will it have? We have mapped the data source, and that particular data source having mapped with transform map. So in that transform map, the target table and source table has been already mentioned. Okay, so what we have to do is, just a second. So what we have to do is make it inactive. First of all, we have to make it inactive, and there is a post script. It will be executed after the execution of this, after the launching of this import sets, schedule import sets. So what I have to do is, I have to delete that particular attachment from this data source. For example, this is a data source has been attached with the attachment. I have to delete that every time, because every time it will be copying the attachment from the target ticket. Okay, so usually, all the attachment has been get stored in the sys attachment table. Okay, that is the sys attachment table here. You can see the table name is a data source. The attachment is coming from which table, and table sysid is the sysid of the particular content of that particular table. So, for example, this attachment getting stored in this table with the data of table name is sys data source, and table sysid is the sysid of the particular data source. So we have to do is, we have to run the query. So let me just copy that query, and we have to, how we can do, we have to just run a script like var, just to some declare some variable, something like arch equal to, let me just give some realistic variable name, just in the arc. Okay, equal to new glide record, not glide record. We have to gliding to the sys attachment table, inverted sys underscore attachment. Spelling, we have to keep spelling correct. Okay, then what we have to do is, we have to put the encoded queries over there. So act dot r encoded query. Okay, act dot add encoded query. So what we have to put that in encoded query, we copy it from here. Okay, so I have just put that. Okay, then act dot query, just okay. So what I have to do is, I have written the query to uh, delete exactly that attachment. Okay, table sysid is the sysid of the particular data source, and table name is the sys data source, and it must have the multiple data. So that I just use the function delete multiple. Okay, so I will just save this schedule import sets. Okay, I saved it. Okay, let me delete this attachment from here, because it have to copy automatically. Then what I have to do is, I have to attach that data in the particular incident. You can see it is already attached. I have attached this data to the particular incident, and this incident have particular sys ID. So let me now go to the background script and run the exact script. So you can use that script in your business rule or in Flow Designer, any kind of server side scripting. But let me do it as of now for the background script because that is easy to execute. Okay. So what I have to do is first we need to glide to the glide attachment. Okay, glide sys attachment. So let me declare one variable attachment equal to new glide sys glide sys attachment. Okay, glide sys attachment. We have to first then we have to copy that uh, attachment from the ticket to the data source. Let me again declare one variable. Let's say it is attached equal to, we have to use that previous variable attachment dot copy. What we have to copy syntax is target, sorry, source table and source sysid, then target table, then target sysid. So what's our source table? That is incident. We have to just copy that name, incident, and comma. What we have to again, sysid of that particular content, that is sysid of the incident. Let me copy that, put the sysid. Then what we have to do is target table. What is a target table? Sys data source. Let me copy that target table name, sys data source, and target table reference ID, like target content reference ID. So what is the target content? This one is the target content. Let me copy the sys ID of this particular content. Okay. So let me put that sys ID as well. Now our syntax is complete for the copy. It's become copied. Then what we have to do is after copying the attachment to the data source, we have to load the data source from the schedule input sets. Let me just put one condition: if attached, if that variable is succeeded, is exist, then curly braces. Let me just declare one variable grimp, like import sets. We have to get that import sets. Okay, so we have to get that schedule import sets. So let me just do var, sorry, not var, new. We have to glide that table. Okay, first we have to just glide record. What is the table name for the schedule import sets? We have to see what is the table name has been used for schedule import sets. Hold on. Yeah, this is the schedule import sets table. We have to use this. Okay. We have to first glide to schedule import sets. Okay. Then what we have to do is, if we have to first declare, we have to see if it is already getting that schedule import sets or not. Okay. We have to see if grimp variable. We have to see this variable. Okay, this variable and dot get. We have to get that particular sys id. We have to put the sys id of that schedule import sets. What we have to do is we have to copy the sys id of this particular schedule import sets and put that. Okay, if we get this value, what we have to do is we have to execute it. How we can execute it? For the execute GS, as it is a server said, execute now. EXECUT, execute now. Then we have to use that variable grmp. Okay, so now we have ready with our scripting. So we call that data schedule import sets, and two, we have to execute that. And that schedule import sets already have the data source. That data source already have the transfer map, and in transfer map we declare the target table and source table, and we map the fields, and we make the coalesce, all these things. So now all components are ready, so we can execute it and then we can see it. So let's see, we execute run script. So now it has been executed. Okay, so we already triggered this and execute this background script. Let me go to that import sets. Let me just refresh it. Sorry, let me go to that schedule import sets. Let me just refresh it. Come down, you can see that is that it's executed already, so you can see the executions. So you can just go to the I set import sets, and you can see this data has been processed and it's completed, and it affected 4 rows. All this data has been inserted. Okay, now it's working. It is automatically updated the data into the ALM asset table. Okay, so if you want to see those data, you can see as source, sorry, um, OnePlus, Samsung, Nokia, these things is being updated. We took all those details. Now it must have deleted that attachment from the data source. You can refresh it, it's deleted automatically. So every time whenever you using this in automation, every time it will be copying the attachment from the ticket to the data source, and every time the schedule import sets will be deleting it, because we have querying those, we have deleting those attachments. Okay, so this is how we can do those activities, and thank you so much for watching this video patiently. I hope you watched till the end, and thank you. If you have any queries, please do let me know. I can help you, so please put your queries in the comments. I will definitely answer them. And thank you so much, and please do subscribe my channel, and have a good day. Take care. Bye bye.